What's up, guys? Gonna get started in just a minute here. As always, if there's anything you guys want to discuss, want me to talk about, more than welcome to post in chat. I got a few topics lined up, but always interested to hear from you guys. Whoops, wrong screen. Newbie mistake. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. All right. It's good to be back. Had to This thing's pissing me off, man. Seems a little loose. Not what I wanna Not what I want when I just get started on this stream. I also think I might want to move my camera over to this screen. I have it on the screen in front of me, but then I always look at OBS for some reason, even though there's nothing really to see there. Other than to make sure that my mic isn't muted. Actually, let me turn like this. Maybe this will make things a little bit better. How about that? But yeah, I'm back at it, back on YouTube. It's good to be back. Like I said, the past few weeks have been a little crazy. My life has just been turned upside down. Um, Moved into this new house, was ready to get going, have a bunch of different projects I'm working on, was ready to just get started and get going. But sometimes life comes at you a little fast and you have to adjust and make some modifications to your original plan. And that's basically what happened over the past few weeks. But I know we're back to a normal schedule now, so that's good. But yeah, I had to miss, I think it was last week's live stream. Yeah. Had family in town this past week. Was not ideal that I had to miss the live stream, but like I said, my family, my girlfriend's family were in town, so things got a little busy, but I'm back to working on the things that I want to work on, and one of those is this Sunday live stream. More importantly, I'm gonna get back to actually making just standalone YouTube videos. Um, Son of a bitch, hold on. I just realized I don't have my lights on. There we go. It looked a little dark. Um, but yeah, one of the things I wanted to do with my return to making YouTube content again is that I actually wanted to make standalone videos. If you guys are watching these live streams, if you guys follow the channel, then you've probably seen me just take clips out of this, post them on YouTube, and that's all cool. You know, I don't want everything to have to be within the live stream, but there are some videos that I want to make standalone. So I've been writing a few scripts, just rough scripts, and I have some videos that I'm going to be working on this week. I think I'll probably have one out later this week, so that's going to be cool. And to give you guys a little sneak peek as to what that is, I'm going to be doing a deep dive, kind of a deep dive into Neuralink. Neuralink. one of Elon's ambitious projects that he's working on. Let me just pull this up. This is a breakthrough technology for the brain. This is specifically about brain to computer interfaces. I can't believe that Elon has the amount of time that he has to focus not only on solar energy and battery energy and cars and all the other things that he's working on, but he also has time to work on stuff like this, brain to computer interfaces. And I'm sure you guys probably saw that video that one time a few months back with this monkey controlling a computer with this little joystick right there. I think he's getting some sort of food from there. Forget exactly what it was. Yeah, there he is. Look at him eating away. Little does he know, he's not controlling that with the joystick. He's controlling that with his brain. So yeah, I think there's going to be some really interesting applications for something like this in the future. But what I'm more interested, honestly, as cool as the brain to computer interfaces are going to be and will be, that's obviously going to change the world in many, many ways. But I think one of the big ones is going to be brain to brain interfaces. Sounds like magic. Sounds crazy that something like that would even be possible. But there's lots of things that we use day to day that don't really make sense. Like this phone. How the hell is this connected to the internet? It's not plugged into anything. It's just floating in space. And somehow I have access to the internet. It's mind-blowing enough that I have access to the internet when I'm actually plugged into a wall. Still can't explain how that works. But then you take the wires out of the equation and you're just like, how do we figure this out? So yeah, gonna be back to making YouTube videos. So super excited about that. And then also, if you guys are so interested in any sort of, whoa, I'm glad I didn't show my screen there. That would not have been the best image to show, but I'll go back and look at it myself. But yeah, if you guys are at all interested in any of my fitness content, I've written a book on programming before, and now I'm venturing into new territory. I'm going to be releasing a fitness book, a book that covers the basics of working out. Last year, whenever quarantine hit, whenever COVID hit, that was not the best time in the world for me initially. I was pretty disappointed that the gyms were closing down because going into 2020, I had big goals. I had very big goals within the world of calisthenics. I was in the gym working diligently to achieve that one goal. And then when COVID hit and the gyms closed, I kind of panicked. I lost my mind. I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this done? So I had to improvise a little bit. And like most people, I had to do a lot of workouts at home. And something that I initially thought was going to be an obstacle, something that was going to be a barrier, something that was going to hold me back from hitting my goals, I actually think was kind of a blessing in disguise. I actually think I hit that goal because I was taken out of the gym. I was able to focus almost entirely on skill work, focus almost entirely on doing gymnastics work as opposed to just constantly lifting weights in the gym. And that was what allowed me to achieve this move here called a straddle planche. That was the most elusive thing in my entire fitness journey. Trying to hit that move, it seemed impossible at times. There were days in the gym where I was just pulling my hair out, thinking I would never get here. And I finally did. And here's a video of it. Couple second hold. That's basically me maxing out, but I finally got it done. So yeah, the fitness book is going to cover a lot of the at-home workouts that I was doing. I know a lot of people are either intimidated to go into a gym or they just don't think they can get a true effective workout at home. And I definitely think you can. Um, you have to push yourself. You have to know how to modify some things that you can't do without gym equipment, but I still think you can do a lot of things at home. So yesterday I was shooting a bunch of photos, a bunch of content for the book, and that book is going to be released on September 15th, this Wednesday, September 15th. So if you want to stay up to date with that, I will post a link in chat to my Instagram. Just follow me there, and I will keep you guys up to date on that. And if I haven't already said it, it's free. You're getting it 100% free of charge. All I ask is that you guys download it, check it out, give me your thoughts, give me a review on Gumroad once it's up there. But it's like 20 pages without pictures, all text. It's like roughly 20 pages. And it's, I think, a pretty solid book. I'm very excited about it. All right, so let's move on to some of the stuff I want to talk about today. There was this video. Oh my God, 11.1 million views this video got. I don't know if you guys saw this. This guy approached Logan Paul. He quit his job. He had a 6-figure job, which is cool, you know, like respect to him for quitting his job, pursuing a goal. I've done that before when I wrote my book. But there are certain ways to go about doing this, right? And I promise I'm not just going to sit here and talk shit on this guy, which I will. But eventually there will be a lesson here, a lesson to be learned. And I want to talk about some things that I think you can hopefully apply to your own life, which I think have been very helpful in my own career when I was doing software development. So let's take a little listen to this.
I quit my job. No, wait, it's a story. I'm interested. It's a story. I just talked to Logan Paul. I mean, like he was.
Okay, step one, this is kind of irrelevant to the greater point I want to make. But I think if you're trying to do something like this, posting a video of you crying in your car is probably not the best move.
Just being nice, and I get it. Media, whatever, he has to be nice. Before I approached him, he was bragging about making $3 million.
Let's fast forward here, because I don't care about this stuff. I care about the actual interaction when he's talking to Logan Paul. That's what you really have to pay attention to here. So.
No, I didn't. I quit my job. No, wait, it's a story. I'm interested. It's a story. I quit my job legit.
So the first thing here, notice that the security guards, I think this guy might be a part of Logan Paul's team. There were some guys off to the side that were a part of his team. They immediately were like, dude, why are you wasting time with this guy? Let's go. This guy's crazy. Logan says, no. He's willing to give you the time of the day, right? As soon as that happens, you have to make sure you're shooting your shot and that it's a good shot, right? You have to make sure that you're making effective use of this time.
2 days ago, I came up here, took a risk. I'm originally from Ohio.
Did you sneak up here?
No, I didn't sneak in here. I didn't sneak. What do you mean sneak up?
Like
here?
on stage?
Note that. He says he didn't sneak in here.
You just like...
Yes, I did.
It's one of the...
Okay, so we're not even 10 seconds into this, right? We just started this. And he's already leading with a lie. Mistake number one. If you get somebody's attention like this, be upfront. Be like, yeah, dude, I did sneak in here. That's how much I care about this. I didn't have access. I know it's probably not the best move, but man, I needed to get your attention. Guess what? I got it. I'm here. Boom. Make your pitch. Don't lie about it.
It's one of the sneak videos.
Sorry,
Did you print the ticket and stuff?
No, I just needed to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to your brother. I'm trying to talk about business. Trying to get a job. Like I want to do media. I've been trying to get.
What are you good at?
I was 7 dances. I did like
What's
that.
your TikTok?
I did.
Still not off to a great start. There's no real pitch, right? You get somebody's attention like this, you need to have that pitch ready. What are you going to provide them? What can you give them? What is Logan not doing right that you can help him do right? Right? He asked
I've
him,
been trying to get.
What are you good at?
I was having to dance.
what are you good at? The video cuts. Probably didn't have a great answer, but then he goes
I
into,
did like
What's your
that.
TikTok
I did.
handle?
I did that video. You know, like going like that. Yeah, you know.
Oh, so you really got what it takes.
I,
he did a video. He did a dance video, right? That's nothing. That's a viral trend. That's planking, right? Planking goes viral. The fucking milk crate boxes go viral. People are walking on milk crates killing themselves. Planking goes viral. Doing that video, but it's just you doing the plank, you walking on milk crates, that's not anything. There's nothing to that. That's just something that took off and you did a version of that. So that's his first selling point here. His first resume point, his first bullet point on his resume to a guy like Logan Paul, now that he has his attention, is, yeah, you know those milk crate videos you've seen? I did that too.
don't.
What is that?
I don't.
Then why would I
need
give
a
you a
mentor.
job?
I need a
Well, why
mentor.
would I do?
I don't. I don't.
Then why would I
need
give
like going
Oh,
like
you,
that.
oh, you,
Yeah, you know.
Oh, so you really got what it takes.
I don't.
You really got what it takes. I don't. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Hopefully, this is obvious to everybody. But the guy asks you to your face, you got what it takes, right? No, I don't. I don't have what it takes.
I don't.
Then why would I
need
give
a
you a
mentor.
job?
I need
Well,
a
why
mentor.
would I do that?
I want to be like. I'm 22 years old. I'm just trying.
I bet. Can't be.
There's a second bullet point. Okay, so his first bullet point on his resume was, I did the milk crate challenge. I know that's not what he did, but let's pick something viral that everybody knows right now. He did the milk crate challenge. Second bullet point is, I don't have what it takes. And his third bullet point
I'm
is,
22 years old. I'm just trying.
I bet. Can't
I'm 22 years old. I'm trying.
be a mentor right now, right? In my life, I'm a fuck up myself. I need a mentor.
That
You know what I'm
is,
saying? Like, I need.
I'm sorry. I meant to show the video. I keep fucking this up. I meant to be showing the video. I don't know how long I wasn't. But those are his 3 bullet points on his resume. How many followers? Let's just look up his socials right now. Logan Paul YouTube, Logan Paul Twitter, Logan Paul Instagram. 23.2 million subscribers, 6.2 million followers on Twitter, 21.1 million followers on Instagram. The fact that this guy even had this opportunity is insane, right? If he charged for this to have a minute in front of him, he could charge hundreds of thousands of dollars probably. This guy got it. He snuck in. And that's his resume. That's his pitch. I did a viral challenge. I don't have what it takes. I'm 22.
You need connections and you need people be around you, right?
No, I didn't have connections and people around. I have Jake. That's it. Do you have a brother? Do you have people? Friends?
I don't. I don't.
Friends? You got friends. You got
I
amigos.
don't.
You don't have friends?
I don't. I swear to God. I'm here by myself. I'm here by myself.
Where you from?
I'm from Norwalk,
Bro,
Ohio.
you're a
originally.
good-looking guy, bro. You have friends, bro. You're fucking lying. You have friends.
And
go
there's
make
his
content
fourth
and stuff with
lie.
your friends. I'm glad you quit your job. It takes.
And God damn it.
Norwalk,
Bro,
Ohio.
you're a
originally.
good-looking guy, bro. You have friends, bro. You're fucking lying. You have friends. Go
Logan says that and he's like sitting there smirking. He's like, yeah. Okay, so the reason I bring this up is the number of people that are trying to get into an industry like programming that are basically doing exactly what this guy is doing, right? I remember having lunch with somebody, friend of a friend, and I think I was already freelancing by this point. If not, I was contracting, working remotely. Point is, I was in a point in my career where he was like, dude, I wish I was doing what you were doing. even though I wasn't happy with where I was at, he was like, I wish I was working remotely as a software developer. And I asked the guy, I was like, have you been learning how to code? Like, do you know how to code? Like, where are you at? And he was like, yeah, I've been learning how to code for like 4 years, 5 years. I was like, what? 4 years, 5 years? Okay, first of all, you got to be honest with yourself. This guy wasn't learning how to code for 4 or 5 years. This is what he was doing. Like, let me switch back over to my main screen. Learn HTML. So he would like go here, do this, learn HTML, maybe do this for like a week, if that, and then stop for a while. And then, maybe he would learn a little bit of JavaScript, do that for like a week, and then stop. And then maybe a couple months later, he's moved on to other things, given some other things a try. He comes back, he's like, okay, I know you need to learn CSS, so let me learn CSS. The point is, a process like this for him probably spanned over that 5 years. He probably did some other stuff a little bit more ambitious. I'm simplifying it a little bit here. But the point is that he, 1 year probably was like, oh, let me try making games for like a month out of that year. And then the next year, he's like, let me try making an app. So he probably learned a little bit of Objective-C, Swift, tried making some sort of mobile app. Who knows how far he got with that? Quit. The next year, oh man, I really want to learn how to code. Did something else. And that spanned over 5 years. But in reality, there was probably like a month of work, right? You can't do that. Like, you're never going to get a job in the industry when you're doing that. If you go, like, let me just brag on one of the people that read my book. Oh my God. And of course, the website is loading slowly. Such a great plug for my book, right? But look, this guy, 3 to 4 times what he was making, right? Tripled, quadrupled his yearly salary. I asked him how many jobs he applied for. It was like 100 something. Might have even been like in the 150 range. I want to say it was like 130 to 150. The point is, he did, and I keep saying the point is, it's driving me crazy. He put in the work. He had 130 plus job applications that he could point to. If you went to his Gmail and went to the sent folder, there would be nothing but job applications, nothing but email confirmations. We've received your application. We'll get back to you soon. And he had multiple websites that he made to show to these companies. He had like some weather app that he built. He had a recipe app that he built that he and his wife could use. He had multiple applications that he could actually demo to somebody so that when he got a call back, they're on Zoom, they're discussing, hey, why should we hire you? Like, why should we take a risk on you considering you have zero experience in this industry? You're currently working overseas, not doing anything related to software development. Why should we hire you? And he could literally pull up 2, 3 web apps that were live, fully functional, that he built himself. And he got to say that he taught himself all of it. It's not the easiest pill to swallow. But if you're not already established in an industry, that's kind of what you have to do. You either have to have the work there, the websites that you've already built that you can show them, or you have to be really slick with words. You have to be quite the salesman. And a lot of people aren't good at sales. So I would recommend building some shit. That's the easiest way. You're going to have to do it anyways. If you're following along with the tutorials, you can build along with it. But that guy was looking at me as if I had some sort of answer for him. I'm like, dude, you've been working on this for 4 or 5 years and you have nothing to show for it other than a handful of tutorials that you've done. This isn't how you get it done. You can't sit in front of an interviewer at a job interview and sell yourself. You look like this kid that was in front of Logan Paul where he's asked, like, you don't have what it takes. And he says, no. That's what it was like talking to that guy at lunch. He's telling me he's been programming for 4 or 5 years. And I'm like, well, like, have you applied to jobs? No. Do you have something you could show these employers? No. He had nothing. And he's sitting there like confused, like, why can't I break into this industry? Man, it's really hard to become a programmer. Don't get me wrong, it's hard to become a programmer. It's a hard skill to learn in that it takes work. It's not like the subjects that we did in school where, you know, you have a history test coming up, you memorize a bunch of facts about Napoleon fighting Russia. You get to memorize that stuff. It's pretty easy. It's not fun, it still takes work, but it's pretty easy. Learning how to build websites is not that easy because it doesn't happen overnight. You get little chunks here and there, and it takes months until finally you're like able to throw something together. And even then, it doesn't look like the websites you visit on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't look like Twitter. It doesn't look... Sorry. My website, I thought I could go back to it. But it just doesn't look like the stuff that you're browsing day to day. It takes a while. And I think that guy in the screenshot, he'd been working at it for like over a year. Granted, he had a full-time job, so he had a lot of other responsibilities he was focusing on. But he got it done, and he had something to show for it. So that's the ticket here. If you're trying to get a job in programming, you have to look at yourself the way that those interviewers are looking at you. Look at it from a fresh set of eyes and ask yourself, would I hire me? Get rid of the thing in your head that's like, dude, I'll try once I get the job. Like, you actually have to look at your portfolio, and if you have nothing there, you can't lie to yourself and be like, oh, I'd hire me. I'm determined. I know I'll do it. That's not how it works. All right. Next story. Shit gets me worked up, but it's so frustrating sometimes, man. Like, some of the messages I'll get on Twitter, some of these DMs, it's like you're overcomplicating the process. You have to have a resume. Just like if you're... Let me hide my screen real quick, just in case Instagram shows some crazy shit. But if you want to be an artist, a degree doesn't mean that much. An Instagram full of art means a lot. Which is why I'm a little bit confused by this recent move by Amazon. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was big news earlier this week that Amazon is making a new move to cover 100% of college tuitions for their U.S. hourly employees. Now, there's a couple of things that trip me up here. It doesn't make sense. I thought if I thought about this for a minute, eventually it would make sense. It's still not really making sense. So the first thing is, I don't know exactly what they get out of this, right? Unless the move is, and this feels a bit conspiratorial, but unless the move is to offer all of their hourly employees college tuition, they get a college degree, they can't get a job with that degree, and then they need to pay it off by working at Amazon, that kind of makes sense. But that feels a little too... That feels like playing 4D chess. I don't... That seems like such a big play. If that is what they're doing, damn. Bravo. But I'm not sure. Fried Rice says, be right back, joining Amazon warehouse. Seriously, right? But yeah, the big thing here is college degrees don't mean that much. Like in tech, like I was just ranting about 5 minutes ago, if you have a portfolio, that means way more than a degree. If you're an artist, you have a portfolio, that means way more than an art degree. If you have an Instagram with a ton of awesome artwork, a ton of followers, I would personally take that over some degree from Full Sail University. If you were telling me right now, you have to get a job in the video game industry as quickly as possible as an artist, we can either give you a degree, you don't have to do anything, or you can have this person's Instagram with all the cool shit that they're making with video game art. I would take the Instagram page 100%. So part of me thinks this is some sort of five-head move where Amazon's like, oh, we'll just give them free college tuition. They'll get a degree. They'll have debt. Or, I mean, I guess it's paid for, so that doesn't really make sense either. I don't know. But the other thing here that confuses me is that they're saying how competitive the job market is right now. Like, yeah, it says, as the job market has grown more competitive, if this was for software developers or some sort of like highly skilled role, that would make sense. But if you're talking about like warehouse workers, Amazon fulfillment centers, that's like the most easily replaceable labor I think there possibly can be. I mean, ever since COVID hit, like every restaurant I go to in Atlanta has a now hiring sign. We're hiring. We've been to restaurants multiple times where we sit down and they're like, hey, just a heads up, you know, it might take a little bit for the food to come out because we're super short staffed right now. Everywhere. They're dying for labor. And then this was published September 9th, 3 days ago. And they're saying that it's a competitive market. We have to offer money on signing and incentives. I'm not following this here. It really doesn't make sense. But the other issue here, and this is going to take a few years to play out, but for all the people out there that are saying, oh, this is just Amazon doing it for PR, right? CNBC's covering it. I think it was trending on Twitter when it was first announced. A ton of people in my Twitter feed were talking about this. All the people that are like, oh, this is just pure PR. They just wanted to get into the news. Amazon looks good. I think eventually this will bite them in the ass. Somehow. I'm not saying it's going to make sense, but I think somehow this will actually come out to like hurt them. Where you're going to have a ton of employees who get degrees. They go out onto the job market. They can't get a job with that degree because college degrees are becoming more worthless every day. And then they just go back to working at Amazon. Or what happens if, I don't know all the fine print on this offer, but I would imagine that if Amazon's like, hey, we'll pay for your degree, you go to college for a year, let's say you fail, like you fail all of your classes, the school kicks you out, or let's say you get 2 years in, you're just like, fuck, I hate this, and you quit. Are they just going to eat that cost? Is Amazon just going to, because look, they're not just paying tuition. It says that they're paying tuition, fees, and textbooks after just 90 days of employment. So if somebody goes to school for 2 years, They pursue computer science, or they pursue, yeah, let's assume they pursue something very worthwhile or more worthwhile than a lot of other degrees. 2 years in, they're like, dude, this is hard. Or like, I don't want to do this anymore. They don't actually complete the degree. Does Amazon just write that cost off and they're just like, okay, didn't pay off for us? Or do they say, hey, you actually have to complete school? You actually have to get the degree. Then we'll reimburse you for everything. And then you have this scenario where, you know, tens of thousands of Amazon employees go to college for a year, 2 years, 3 years. They don't complete their degree. They get out. They drop out of school. Amazon's like, we're not covering that. Now these people have years worth of college tuition debt, and Amazon gets the blame. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I don't think it's going to end up being a good move for Amazon. It's also weird, too, how everybody was so supportive of somebody like Bernie Sanders, who was like, college should be free, college should be free. But then Amazon offers free college, and suddenly it's not a good idea. Like, was it really that big of an issue in terms of whose wallet the money came from? Like, as long as it was the taxpayers paying for it, as long as it was the federal government paying for their tuition, that's okay. But if Amazon, a private company, is paying for it, now we have an issue with it, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, if that fine print is true, if there is something like that, where somebody goes to school for 2 or 3 years, they drop out of school, now they're responsible for paying that back. And let's say half of Amazon employees who decided to get a degree now are responsible for that debt. That's not going to look good. That is when you're going to be reading articles every day in the news about, look what Amazon did to their hourly employees. They promised them a degree and now they have all this debt, especially if those employees go right back to working at Amazon. That's when the indentured servitude arguments come out. That's when the slavery arguments come out. That's when the corporate slavery argument comes out. I just feel like I'm missing something. Pretty sure Walmart already has something similar to this. Yeah, they do mention that here. Let me switch back. Find it. Rival retailers, including Walmart and Target, have also beefed up their education benefits in recent months. Target in August rolled out a program that covers the cost of associate and undergraduate degrees at select schools. But I wonder if that is specifically for like higher level employees. Like if you're in a management role or basically you're not an hourly employee, they do that. Because I've known that's existed in other companies before, not even like gigantic companies. But you know, if you work like in a hotel, they'll be like, hey, you want to go pursue some sort of hotel management degree? We'll pay for that. But usually those people aren't hourly workers. I think the big thing here, I mean, even the picture that they show is that these are like hourly employees. You just walk in, you're like, hey, I want a job. They're like, here you go. You know, I would imagine there's a lot of churn with a job like this. So I think that's the real interesting piece here, and the reason why it was kind of unexpected is that it's not like a warehouse manager that they're offering it to. It's like literally the person that's packing up my Amazon packages that I'm about to receive in a few hours. That's the weird part. But yeah, what happens then? And I'd like to know what Target and Walmart are doing as well. Is that for specific employees? And also, what happens if you get 2 years in and you're just like, nah, screw this, I'm done? Does Walmart and Target just assume that cost, or does that debt get transferred over to you? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right. Like I mentioned earlier, guys, this Wednesday, I'm releasing my fitness ebook, yet to be titled. I'm still working on that. Um, Something along the lines of body weight fitness, calisthenics, at home workouts, essentially. But it's a free book that you guys can download. I'm going to be releasing it on my Instagram. It'll be free of charge. You'll just be able to go to Gumroad and download it there. So if you guys are interested in that, Wednesday, it's being released. Took a bunch of photos in my garage yesterday for the book. Just got to add those all to the book, get the PDF going, put it up on Gumroad, and then on Wednesday, I'm going to be releasing it. So yeah, if you guys want something like that, if you're trying to get in shape, you don't want to go to a gym, want to work out at home, free ebook, including a lot of the exercises that I did last year during quarantine. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, and that will be blasted on my Instagram and my Instagram story on Wednesday. And then also, what is it? Oh yeah, change the title of this YouTube channel back to the Adam Morgan Show. A little bit, you guys probably don't care, but just a little bit of chaos. Got the Twitch stream, which I use the name Closure for, and for some reason I changed my YouTube to that when I really shouldn't. My YouTube videos and my drumming should be two separate things, but I merged them together for some dumb reason for a little bit. So yeah, the YouTube channel, as I'm sure you can see in chat, is back to the Adam Morgan Show. So that means I'm back to making YouTube videos. I know I've just been doing live streams so far, and then like taking cuts from these live streams and publishing those on YouTube, but I'm getting back to actually doing standalone videos as well. As I mentioned earlier in the live stream today, moved into this new house and literally just had a ton of shit thrown on me. So unfortunately, just got too busy. Had family come into town, threw out my back. Moving in took a lot longer than I expected, so it was just chaos for a long time, and it was driving me crazy. Like, I wanted to get to writing this book and releasing this book. I wanted to get back to making YouTube videos, writing scripts, publishing on a regular basis, but it just took a little bit longer than I expected. But the good news is life is back to normal. Back to normal. Other than two animals in the house that are on top of the two other animals we have. Me and my girlfriend have two cats, but my brother's in Russia right now, so he dropped off his dog and his cat at our place. So we have three cats and a dog running around right now. But other than that, back to normal. So my weeks are free, which means I can focus purely on my fitness content and purely on my YouTube channel. So back to a normal schedule. And also, nothing else to promote, just letting you guys know. This next Sunday, September 19th, we'll be doing another live stream. I will be back on at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys aren't already, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on that. But yeah, next Sunday, September 19th, I will be back here at 2 p.m. Eastern to go live. You guys are awesome. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, and I will see you then.